Hello Earthlings, today I wanted to show you some fun with the Korg Multi and the Arpeggiator specifically. But first I wanted to quickly show two things that I really like on the Multi compared to the Modwave, which has changed. The first off here, the Arpeggiator button. You now have to, you don't have to hold enter anymore to go to the arpeggiator. You can double click to turn it on and off instead of just a single click. It's a small thing, but it's really nice. And then secondly, because I have the module, it doesn't have any keys. However, if you hold shift and then press in the bottom here, you have note trigger. And now you can use these buttons here as keys basically. So you can also use it as a standalone without a keyboard attached, which is nice also for like holding drones and stuff. Alright, so now let's get into the arpeggiator stuff that I wanted to show. So first let me go to empty preset. Now it should be empty. And I'm just using the Osmose here as a simple keypad for this demo. So let's turn on the arpeggiator, and here you can turn on latch, which means it will keep holding the arpeggiator until you switch to other notes. So let me show you. So as you can hear, it will keep going until I press another note, and if you want to turn it off, you press the latch off here. And as long as you hold down the keys, you can add notes to your latch. So let's do that quickly. So yeah, as you could hear, every time I pressed a note while holding this one down, the newer note got added to the latch, and the other one that I wasn't holding got removed. So yeah, that's basically arpeggiators. Now the Korg Multi and Modwave, and I assume the WaveState as well, have only very limited arpeggiators, but they are good enough for what we will do today. And that's one of the things I like here, is that you can make it a lot more elaborate if you use the sequencer or the layer rotate, which we will do in a short time. I could combine it also with the arpeggiator on the Osmose to make even more elaborate arpeggiators. Unfortunately, the Osmose arpeggiator still crashes at the moment, so I'm just gonna stick with the up here for now. Let me turn on. Never mind. Just gonna leave latch off for now. So yeah, what's interesting here with the arpeggiator is it will go through all the layers here if you turn on the layer rotate. So if I turn on all four oscillators, and layers, and then turn on layer rotate, it will now rotate between these four, but they all have the same oscillator and same tuning, so you won't hear any difference, but you should, well, I'm not sure if actually the camera will pick it up, but it will rotate through these. So the first thing that you can use to make your arpeggiator interesting here is by detuning or increasing the octave by 1, for example, on the third step. So yeah, what's interesting about this is that the arpeggiator, if you only have like 3 steps, for example, and you have 4 layers, every time you go through the arpeggiator, the third step will be will be on a different note than it, because you have like 3 notes here that go through, and you have 4 steps here, so every time it will shift by 1. And let me just turn on the ledge again and show you another interesting thing you can do here. So right now I'm holding the 2 notes here with the ledge, and you can see it will go through all 4. So what you can do is you can just, if I do shift click here, now it will hold shift, and that means I only have to click once to turn these on or off. So you can turn these layers off quickly, and that way you can shift your whole arpeggiator evolving. So let me detune another one. So now you can hear that it's already starting to get a little bit more interesting. As you can see, I have shifted the octave by 1 or 2 a little bit. And actually, let me add a second oscillator to each one as well, just to get a little bit more interesting sound. So I'm just gonna put it to a square, or well, a pulse, but it's not pulsing, just a square. It also helps if I actually turn it on. Alright, so now we have a arpeggiator going that you can switch up by now you can also hear in the layer rotate, you can switch how it goes through these. So you can make it go backwards. Actually, the camera is moving a little bit. And you can make it go backwards and forwards, or random. Now, next interesting thing is you can also turn on the layer note here, which means it will play 2 of them at the same time. So it will go like 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So if you turn on these again or off, you can see it will also adjust how you will go through the notes here, which makes it even more crazy, or not crazy if you want. And you can also make it 3 steps or whatever you like. Well, not more than 3 obviously, or well, maybe actually 4, I'm checking, not 3. So because there's 4, you can put it to 3. So you get 3 every time, and that will shift every time you go through a step, or an arpeggiator step basically, or every time you press a note, if you don't have the arpeggiator. Alright, let's turn off the layer rotate and the arpeggiator for now quickly, and then we go to the first layer. So now we have a single note again. And now let's start having fun with the sequencer as well. So by holding shift and then pitch, we turn on the, we go to the pitch lane, and now I'm gonna reduce the amount of steps. You can also see the lights go off here. Let's make it 4 steps here. So now we have 4 steps in the pitch lane, and let's make the 3rd step go up by 6 semitones. I'm not gonna make it very musical. I'm just, I mean, maybe slightly, but it's not gonna be to any tuning or whatever. It's just to show this demo, because I'm gonna do a lot of steps, and it can't be, I don't wanna track everything that I'm adding here at the moment. So yeah, it might not sound the best eventually. So now that we added the pitch steps, it will shift, but we also need to go to the filter and the amp here and make them re-trigger every time we go through a step. So let's do that. And you can, if you hold shift and press the arrow, you can go to the next page. Then we have the trigger here. And for that we will go into generators and then we go to the pulse step, step pulse. So now every time it goes through a step, when it goes into a step, it will do a pulse, and that's the same for the amp. Alright, and now let's just make the sustain 0 and add some decay, so we actually get like it's playing notes, and now it should work, I think. Why is it not working? Oh yeah, one more thing also in the pitch here. We want to do note advanced. That way every time we go to we press a button, it will start at the next one. So that's nice for the when we start combining it with the arpeggiator. Oh right, it's because we have the other layers on. So now, there we go. So now we have a nice sequence going on here. The camera just won't stay focused here. So it sticks longer now. So yeah, we have a nice sequence going on. And every time we press a note, it will start at the next one. So if we combine it now with the arpeggiator, so now we have the shifting thing again, what we did with the layers. And yeah, so what the next step is now is if we turn on the other layers again, and then we go to turn on layer rotate again. So now we will with the arpeggiator, we will go through the layers, and every time we get to the first layer, on the first layer we have this sequence going on. So every time we get to the first layer, it will improve the step by 1, and yeah, so the arpeggiator will evolve even more. And yeah, we can do that on each layer. So let's add on layer 2. Let's also add here pitch, make it. Let's make this one 3 steps, and let's make the second step also go up by 6, and we go back here, turn on the note advance again, and unfortunately you have to do the pulse thing on each layer if you want to, but for now let's just quickly add the pitch step everywhere, because we are stopping the with the layer rotate, we are stopping the note already anyway, so the pulse thing doesn't matter too much, I think. So let's make this one 2 steps, and step 2 will be -6, and then last one also pitch. Let's make this one 5, and in this one we have 2 steps that are adjusted by, let's say this, actually make it this, and you go. So there we go, and turn on the note advance again, and if you switch to each layer, you can see that it stays on the same thing, so that's a way to quickly adjust it for everything, and check if you got the right settings on your device. So yeah, that's easy way to make some really strange evolving kind of arpeggiators here. So I hope this helps you out, and see you the next time. Bye.